Welcome. We're alive. We are alive finally. Welcome everyone, guys. Thank you so much for waiting. And here we are ready for the fifth weekend of my Formula 124 career mode, Chinese Grand Prix, first sprint weekend of the season. But first of all, let me say you something to you, to the viewers. Thank you so much. In the last days, I was noticed that more people are starting to subscribe to the channel, to give likes to my videos, to support this channel, and makes me feel very happy. So thank you so much for all people who is here now actually, and I see how this channel is growing little by little. I am Dani Lozano and this is my gaming channel Floss F1G, and as I said, welcome everyone to the fifth round of my Formula 1 2024 career mode with Williams Racing Chinese Grand Prix. Here, as always, just below of me, you can see the countdown where you can see how much minutes left to start the first session of the weekend. That will be practice one of the Chinese Grand Prix on Twitch. All sessions that I'm doing on Twitch, all sessions that I'm driving the car, basically, I'm making it or doing it in all live on my Twitch account. Here on YouTube, as always, we use the live streams on YouTube to prepare the weekend, as we are doing now. This is the weekend preview where we select the tires, we develop the car for the next race. We check the stats, the standings, everything related to the career mode, but outside of the track. Timetable. As you can see, this is the time schedule of the streamings for this weekend of the Chinese Grand Prix. We are in October 4 today. We are in the weekend preview. Actually, the time zone, you have below of me the time zones of most of the cities of the world. We can compare the time zones from where I am. That is GMT +2. This is the time zone I'm using. And depending on the city you are, you can calculate the time schedule. This weekend is a bit different because we have today practice one and then the sprint qualifying. We only have one practice session. We have to talk about it later on about this, the fact we only have one practice session. Tomorrow, the sprint race will be 12 p.m. my local time and 5 p.m. qualifying session for the race on Sunday. That will be at 12 p.m. on October 6th on Twitch. All sessions on Twitch, but in race 1 hour before the race starts. Here on YouTube, a new live where we prepare the strategy. We can discuss about the tire strategy, the race start, the fuel settings, everything related before to start the race. Anyway, as always, I prepare this graphic for all of you, especially for the race day, in case you would like to see the time zones of every city where you are. This is the race time for the Sunday's race in different cities of the world. Okay, the cities that are in gold color are cities that are in the same time than me. That is local time for me. Amsterdam, Madrid, Lagos, and most of the cities of Europe are in the same zone. And for the rest of the people who is living in the USA or in Asia, or Japan, Australia, whatever, you can see here when the race starts on my Twitch channel in your city. Okay. Remember, if you are in Auckland, if there is people in Auckland watching my streaming, it's for you. It's October 7 and 0:00 a.m. So before to start to prepare the weekend in China, let's see some highlights of the previous race. So let me do something first. Sorry, because I'm not listening the music that should sound. But anyway, okay. Let me do something. Just some few. Okay, now. Okay, as I said, let's check some highlights of the previous race that was the Japanese Grand Prix. This is the race start. Well, if you remember, was probably one of my worst races along to Saudi Arabia. No pace at all. I suffered in qualifying as well. I start last, but let's check some highlights. This is the race start. Max Verstappen again on pole. Always starts very bad. Max Verstappen always is losing places. I am this car. Okay, the Williams on the green helmet. And I start on hard, so the start was difficult for me because most of the cars ahead were in mediums. And anyway, my start was not so bad, but obviously on hard tire is difficult. Here I try to be cautious, to avoid touches, whatever. Try to do not damage the car. And here was probably the only moment where I have some fights. In the lap 1, I tried to go by the inside in the hairpin, but I look at the brakes, and here I touch, as you can see, the Haas. I think it was Hulkenberg, and I damage a bit more the dashboards of the car, but something really little. I had the I don't think it that affects to my performance in the race. So anyway, I was not able to pass, and from now basically my race is to be last. In lap 14 here I'm running, I'm trying to do everything I can, but I lost like 12 seconds again in comparison to the next car. I don't know if I have damage in the floor here. I think no. I think my car is okay, looks okay. I don't see any damage of the touch that I showed you. Well, it was in the other side, maybe. So that's why I'm not seeing nothing. As I said, I was very slow, especially in the first stint. And this is something, as you can see, I have to try to avoid in the future races, because I realized that I'm locking up a lot of times, not only in this race, in previous races. And this is something I want to fix in this Grand Prix, guys. I need to find some setup in the brakes to avoid lockups, because I think this is something that is damage my race pace and my tires, obviously. And this is something I have to fix. And watching these replays, I realize how much times I locking up the tires. A lot of moves in the car, a lot of problems with traction. Probably, I don't know if the setup was not the best for me as well. But at this point I was losing like 15 seconds. Fortunately, we had a safety car at this point in lap 16. The safety car came and I was stuck behind Sauber and the Haas, and I lost a lot of time in that second stint where I was stuck. And then I was stuck and I lose, just in front you can see two cars. I was stuck the whole second stint between lap 16 and lap 14, something like that, behind the Sauber and the RB in front. And there you can see behind, I think Tsunoda on new tires, he stopped later, and just behind my teammate, both passed me easy on new tires, and my pace was very bad. Well, here I had a moment, I think it was Ricciardo. He tried to pass me in 130R, but for some reason he backed off, and anyway here he passed me easy by the outside because the traction of his car was much better. Here let's see if I can some damage. I don't see any damage of the touch, at least in the car. So as I said, the touch I had at the beginning in lap 1, I think it doesn't affect to my performance. Well, this is the second stint, just is behind his album, it will pass me easy soon in the next laps. And here you can see my whole second stint I was stuck behind the green car, that was Joe, that had a little damage in the front wing that caused the safety car because there were some pieces on the track. They were in the same window than me, they had to stop. But at the end they didn't stop for second time. I had to stop one more time after the safety car because I used two sets of fars and I had to use a different compound, and I had to use the medium. So the rest of the car decided to do not stop more. So basically I lost another 20 seconds. Albon passed me in the next laps, easy as well. It was much faster especially on new tires. And here I was pushing like crazy to at least catch the next car I had in front, that was Joe. I was running 1.5 seconds faster because he didn't stop, and I was on fresh tires, on medium tires. And in lap 48 I did this mistake. I made this mistake. I touched here the gravel. I spun. I love this slow motion. Fortunately, I avoid the crash with the wall. And here I'm recovering the car, and you will see Max Verstappen that almost crashed into me. Here I tried to go, and here is the race leader, but he was very quick in the reaction to avoid me, and he basically passed me at that when I become in a lap car in the lap 48 of 53. And after that, yes, I focus my to bring the car home to the checker flag. That's it, no pace at all. Terrible race, very boring. I know some of you were watching my whole race there, commenting and supporting me, so thank you so much. I hope this weekend I hope to count with your support again. That was very nice. And now finally let's start to check the track of this weekend. China. This is the Chinese Grand Prix. There is a circuit that I do not run here since 2019. This is since the 2019 game, because as you know, after the COVID and everything related to isolation, this track was now open to whole races until 2024, this season. 5 years ago since the last time running here, and it's a track that personally I like. It's not one of my favorites, but this track have interesting corners. For example, let's analyze. This is the start finish line, long straight, and this corner that is 2, 1, 2 and 3, but it's basically the same corner in terms of driving. It's very unique. There is not something similar in the rest of the calendar to this corner. It's just like a never-ending right-hand corner that you have to enter with a lot of speed, and it's not about brake. It's about just to back off and to allow the car brake itself with the aerodynamic, you know. And just at the end of the corner, here is where you have to touch a bit the brakes, and to right to the left a bit more, to the right, sorry, a bit more to complete the hairpin. And immediately you have a very slow corner to the left hand, and here the traction is critical. Here you can take different lines, by the outside, by the inside. It's very interesting corner, guys, to be honest, but traction is critical, especially on wet tires. This is sector 1, but because this is flat out, sector 1 is just mainly about this corner, and sector 2 is probably my favorite. We have a slow corner in turn 6. It's about braking and accelerating, and here are my favorite corners, that are 7 and 8. These are really fast corners, especially with these new cars that have ground effect. Will be even much easier to take this corner. I don't know if I will have to touch the brakes even. Maybe just I have to back off. And after 7, the turn 8, that is similar to 7, but it's a bit more slow, especially at the end when it start to close the line. And here you have to brake a bit more to prepare the car for turn 9, that this is a very double slow left corner. Here is about to touch the apex in the right way, and here to find a good exit. I think this is flat out, or almost flat out. It's about traction. And this is sector 2. And sector 3, guys, this is very important. Probably this is the most important corner of the track, because it's very slow. Turn 11 and turn 12 and 13, you have to try to get the most traction possible, because this long straight is so long that if your exit is bad here, you will lose a lot of speed in this long straight. So it's about to prepare, ride the car, get traction as soon as possible, to be as much fast as possible in this long straight. That we will need a setup with no downforce for this sector, guys. This is a speed trap. And the final 2 corners, that is this one, very slow corner. Here I probably will lock up a couple of times, because you came here maybe at 330 kph, very high speed, and you have to brake to maybe 80 kilometers per hour. It's probably is the slowest corners of the track, maybe with turn 3 or turn 11. Turn 15, this is about get traction as well. 15 is flat out, and wow, this corner is probably the most dangerous one, the last one, because let's say it's not fast, but it's not slow. It's at the middle, you know. But the problem is you have to enter with a lot of speed touching the curb, but the exit is the problem, guys. It's easy to go wide because you want to maximize as much as you can the lap time and going wide. But the problem is going wide, there is like astroturf or synthetic grass that can make you spin in the opposite direction and to crash into the wall. This is a typical crash we show a lot of times in real Formula 1. So I will have to be very careful in this last corner. And that's it. Well, it's a very interesting track, as I said. And now, after that, let's start the weekend. Let's start to do real business. Here we are, guys. So, question. This is something very important because we are in 8th April and in 10 days we have the Chinese Grand Prix in the calendar. But as you can see, between the 8th of April and the race day, or the Grand Prix, we have a lot of upgrades programming that we were working on as a teammates, Albon and me. We have a new wing that failed in the previous weekend and they fixed it. So let's hope, finger crossed, to bring this upgrade finally on this Grand Prix. We have weekly resources points and also a new upgrade in reliability testing in gearbox. Let's see that doesn't fail because I rushed on this upgrade. That's important. I hope don't fail these upgrades, guys, because maybe that allow us to fight for bigger places or to fight for with our competitors in a much better way. Because in Japan we were very slow, guys, Albon and me in general. In Australia we were very fast, and here in Japan we were not fast. So first of all, let's see if we have the upgrades. Let's advance time.
Okay, mate, I'm pleased to say that our new parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
Perfect. We have a new wing. This is something, it's not a major upgrade, but it will give us a bit of performance. Now we have the resource points for Albon and me. Okay, 107 for Albon, 91 for me. We have 558. Let's see what we can do now. And let's see if these upgrades bring... Yes. We have the upgrade in reliability. Perfect, guys, perfect. That means now we can focus in developing the car apart from reliability. That was an area that I was working on very hard in the first 4 races. Message. We have no message. That's okay. Now we move on to the specialist area. This is very interesting for this season. In the previous weekend, I think I complete most of the goals. This weekend we have available the manufacturing expert, the wind tunnel engineer, power and unit consultant, material fabrication planner, and we have not available the quality assurance tester and the strategy analyst. So let's set the goals for the weekend. Look at that. Oh, I had a problem with the connection. Okay, I think we are on live. Okay, if you are watching that, tell me if we are on live, because I had a little trouble. I think we are on live. As I said, we have in this area 1,200 points. We are only 300 points away of reaching level 1, and that will give us more, reducing the chance of manufacturing issues if we reach level 1, and that's very nice. Goal availables to reach level 1: drive 322 kilometers during the race weekend. This is easy because I'm in full distance. Or keep tires below 120 degrees on dry and 100 degrees on inter, or 90 degrees on wet in one session. To be honest, I don't know if I will be able to do that. If I span or something, it's easy to rise up temperature. So I think I will set this goal that is very easy. Right, so 322 kilometers during the race weekend. The race have 300, so if I complete the race, and we have sprint races, it will be easy. In wind tunnel, we have 2 goals. We have 500 points. We are more or less at the middle of the goal of reaching level 1. We can complete a lap using at least 2 different car setups, or overtake 5 cars out on track in race. Back markers not included. To be honest, I see more easiest way to do that. Complete a lap using 2 different car setups. Because in the last races I was not overtaking so much, but maybe I can do it. We have 2 races this weekend. Power unit consultant, we have only 200 points. This is an area we have to improve a lot. Goals available, finish in a better position than your teammate in race. So it is something I did not make before in this season. So, or achieve a position of 17 or better in qualifying. Includes a sprint qualifying. Wow. Ooh, this is difficult both areas, to be honest. I will try, guys. In that way, I will motivate myself. I will set this one. Finish in a better position than your teammate in race. I think it's time to do it, guys. After 4 races where I was behind every time. Let's try it. This is the moment. Material planning, fabrication planner. Receive fewer than 3 corner cutting warnings, penalties during the race weekend. I think I can do it. Or complete 10 laps during a race weekend. In and out laps not included. This is easy, so I will set this one. We have 400 points here. To reach level 1, that will give us a chassis upgrade. We need 900 points more. And let me check the upgrades we can reach on this area. We are close to complete this one. If failure chance of all upgrades reduced by 10%. Ooh, we are close to that. So that's the goals for the weekend. I have to complete everything, every goal. Move on to the next area, that is driver details. Here, to be honest, after finishing 19th in Japan, that is a bad result. In terms of performance, I'm in the right way. I mean, I'm in 66 points currently. For example, in well, my teammate is beating me. I'm sad. I'm still sad, as you can see in the graphic. But as you can see here, in terms of the rest of the areas, I'm improving constantly, and this is something I like so much about this game, because there are a lot of targets, and even if you finish 19th in race, that is not a great result. You can improve your stats. For example, I improve a lot in experience, obviously, because I'm completing the races. That's crucial. But for example, in racecraft, I'm maintaining it more or less. In awareness, I'm doing very well. I increased 1 level in comparison to my previous race. I increased to 65 because I know having penalties. I know involving trouble with cars around. I'm being very clean, and that gives me awareness. And pace, I'm a bit stuck, but well, more or less I'm progressing. I'm in 68. And focus, I'm 60. That probably yeah, this is probably the area where I'm more stuck. I'm not extracting the potential of the car, and that's why I'm not increasing in focus. Well, this is driving rating comparison. That is very, for the moment, is from my teammate very far away in all areas. But let's see. Let's continue the season. And we go to the most important area, the R&D. Well, guys, this weekend I think it's time to start to progressing not only in durability. That was something I was very focused in the first races. After the upgrade we have reached, let's try this weekend to try to develop more the car. In progress we have no progress, but Alex have 2 upgrades in progress, but will be for the end of this month. These upgrades will came after the Chinese Grand Prix, so for the moment we are not being affected. We are the 9th team actually. We are very close with Alpine and Haas and a bit far away from RB, and our mission is to try to catch RB, to try to fight to be the best of the second midfield, of the second group of the cars, because top 5 will be very difficult to catch. So the question is where to progress now. We should to improve in aerodynamic, in powertrain, or in chassis. From my experience last season, I developed a lot of the car in terms of powertrain and aerodynamic, and in chassis I did not develop the car so much. Maybe that cost me performance. So During this year's game, I would like to be a bit more equal in terms of how I distribute, how I manage the upgrades in every area. So I would like to have a car that is good in every area, and to do that, our weakness point actually is the chassis, as you can see below in the graphic that you can see the circle, is the area where we have more performance to reach. Albon is actually developing something. He is developing the plank that will give us maybe a bit more a better weight distribution, and we can to spend our points in this upgrade, that is a cockpit weight reduction that will give us a bit of more performance. That's what the upgrade is saying. This new cockpit padding is made from ultralight foam, which will allow us to maintain the same level of comfort and safety while also reducing our weight. This is an interesting upgrade, guys. We can rush, and to bring it before the Miami Grand Prix, that will be nice, because we will have also the upgrade of Alex in weight distribution, or to try to be more conservative and to wait after the Miami Grand Prix. I will take risk, and this is the upgrade I will develop for this weekend, guys. Let's see if we are lucky enough, and in that way, combining this upgrade with the Alex Albon upgrade, in the Miami Grand Prix we have a much lighter car that can give us more performance. So, buy it. This is the upgrade I will buy it, and unfortunately I do not develop more, because only I have 157 points, and the rest of the upgrades are more expensive. In the next weekend I will try to develop maybe aerodynamic or maybe power unit as well. If in power unit actually we can do not develop nothing, and I will continue with reliability in the future, for example with the ice, but for the moment let's try to focus our efforts into improve our weakness point, that is chassis. RV is starting to go far away, so we have to try to maintain the level of RV and to try to catch them. This is our target, guys, the RV team, to try to be the best of the second group in the midfield. So we have this upgrade for the 26th of April. In 29 we'll receive, if everything goes well, 2 upgrades more. So definitely in the Miami Grand Prix we will have a very upgrade car if the upgrades doesn't fail. As you can see in the progress history, we are in 9th actually. Sauber improved a lot in the previous race in Japan, but they are still in the last place. We are there with Alpine Haas, and as you can see RB definitely are far away, but anyway we have to try to catch them. In vehicle, well, this season game I managed very well the reliability. You can see here the more wear component is the ice with 32%, but I think until 50 we have not to be worried. From 50% wear is where you start to losing power, but for the moment 32 I think we can continue with that, at least this race, maybe next one. The kinetic, motor generating unit kinetic is in 70%, so no problems. The heat is in 25, very good. The energy store, maybe this is where I will suffer more. It's in 28%, but only we have 2 for the rest of the season before to receive penalties. So probably I will receive penalties in the future for this unit. Turbo is in 27, that is very good. Electronics in 10%. I'm managing very well this, no going wild too much of them. And the gearbox is in 30%. This is very good as well. As you can see, the durability improvement is in 49 because I developed an upgrade recently. This is something I really focus on. The gearbox is where I normally suffer penalties because I'm not able to complete a full season with the standard number of gearbox. But this year maybe I'm able to do it. After 4 races, we can continue with this one, and we have 4 more. I think we have to do around 5 races per gearbox should be enough. So we are in the targets. The only thing I will try to improve in it will be the energy store. We need an upgrade here because only 2 energy stores for 1 season. I need to improve the durability of this area. But for the rest, I'm being very good. Well, and now move on, guys, to the crucial point. This is what I want to talk with all of you. We have a very different sprint format for the first time in this game and also in the real Formula 1 season. Let's read that because this is important for the tire choice. Spring weekend tire allocation. Spring weekends have different tire allocation to standard weekends. There are fewer sets in total to choose from, and there are additional restrictions on the use of tires during certain sessions. During the qualifying sessions, only soft compound tires can be used. During spring qualifying 1 and 2, only 1 new set of medium compound tires can be used per session. And during spring qualifying 3, only 1 new set of soft compound tires can be used during the session. So that means guys, basically in SQ1 and SQ2 only we have 1 set, that medium, that's it. If we are fast enough and we reach SQ3, only we have 1 tire, 1 soft tire to use. But now for Q1, Q2 and Q3 we have this set of tires, 1 set of tire, I think, for this. And the question is the sprint race and the race. This is where we can decide what changes we can do. This track, I had the feeling, if the conditions are in dry, that this track, I think, will be a bit easier to manage tires after what we saw in Japan and Australia. I had that feeling. But as I said, the soft tire for me in race, it doesn't make sense. Normally it's a tire that don't last. And in this Grand Prix we have the C2, C3 and C4. That is a bit softer step than in Japan. I think this is the same allocation, the same tire choice than we have in Australia. And in Australia, the C4 was terrible, guys. It was terrible. Only 1 lap last. So, by the other hand, the C2 worked very well for me in Australia. The C1, by the other hand, in Japan was terrible for me. So maybe I think in this weekend, I think my bet will be for the medium, guys. I think the medium will be key tire in this weekend. So, my idea is to use, I think, this allocation. But the problem of this allocation is that for the only practice session that we have, I only can use soft tires. And I would like to have at least a different compound tire to use in practice. At least 1 soft and 1 hard. And to do that, I need this allocation. It's the only one that allows me to use 2 different compounds. Where there are 2, where the software and the balance gives me the possibility to use 2 different compounds in practice. But the problem of the softer tire allocation is that for the sprint race, I only will have 2 softs. And for the sprint race, I will use medium. So the only option available for me is this one. That gives me the option to have in practice 1 set of hards and 1 set of soft, and for the sprint 1 medium and 1 soft. Probably in the sprint I will use the medium, and in race, let's see, but probably I will use medium and hard. That's probably what I will do. So this is for me, it's the only tire allocation for this weekend. If it's not raining. If it rains, obviously this plan it doesn't matter. It will be different. But this is the tire allocation, guys. Remember, spring weekends will be like that. Next race in Miami will be the same. But this is my tire strategy. Let's see how it goes. Finally, let's check the standings before to go on track on Twitch. Remember, Max Verstappen has won every race, the 4 races plus 2 fastest laps, so basically 102 points. I think this championship will be very boring. Lando Norris is second with 47 points, Russell third on 40 points. Piastri for 37. Alonso, very good. Fernando Alonso, 34 points, is in 5th place. 1 point ahead of Lewis Hamilton with 33. Perez 31, and the Ferraris are a bit far away. They have to improve. 30 points for Sainz and Leclerc. Stroll 14 points. And after that, it's our league, basically. From pit 11 to pit 20 is our league. Gasly achieved 4 points in Japan, I think. That means Alonso Suzuki are the only drivers that score points outside of the top 5 teams. After that, we have a Daniel Ricciardo, Ocon, Albon, and Bottas, Hülkenberg, Joe, me, and Magnussen. I'm in 19 because basically of the all drivers who do not score points, I had the worst results. Except Magnussen, it's in even worse place than me. I'm saying that we are in 9th. I think Kick Sauber passed us in the championship in the constructor, because I think Bottas or Joe, I don't remember, achieved a great result in the last race. Let's check it. In Japan, yes, Bottas was 11th, finishing 11th place, awesome race. That means with that 11th place improves what me and Albon did. Albon did as best result. Also he had an 11th place, but Joe have a 12th place in Australia, so the best places of Sauber are 11th and 12th, and our best places, Albon and me, are 11th and 14th. That's why Sauber pass us in the championship in the constructor. So this weekend is crucial, guys. We have to fight for better places, and let's see if we can reach points. We have 2 races, sprint points, we can reach points as well. Well, and the season result continuing, as I said, Verstappen won every race of the season. Norris was 2 times on the podium, but wow, he's at least 55 points behind. More or less the same distance that is actually in the real Formula 1 championship. And me, well, the first place I did in Australia, 14th. Let's say, guys, if finally we can reach, I would like to get points. It will be very difficult, but we have to dream. And we have a sprint race. More possibilities, guys, to improve our results that definitely are not the best. Thanks to the 14th place in Australia, I'm ahead of Magnussen. The best result of Magnussen is 15th. But as I said, I would like, after this Grand Prix, to reach at least an 11th place to try to match Albon, or Ocon, you know, or Ricciardo, and to try to gain places in the standings. We are very, very at the bottom. Trophies, well, I didn't finish in Bahrain, and the stats, almost 2,000 kilometers driven, average grid 19, average finish 18. Numbers are very bad, but we are here to try to improve. So now let's move on.
Okay, all the new parts have been fabricated, and we're going to have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Perfect, we have new parts, we have a new penguin. Tire allocation will be in balance, as I said, and it's time to go to the race weekend. Let's see the weather forecast and some things more. Here we go, guys. China. Well, I'm very excited for this weekend. Spring weekend, we have 2 races, more possibilities. We have a qualifying session today, the spring qualifying. Finger crossed, finally I can do something good. But in practice it will be extremely important, because I only have 1 practice session. So in this practice session I will try to do as much laps as possible. I need to collect as much information as possible of the tires, of the track, everything. Because this afternoon we have a spring qualifying, so no time to do more practice. It will be crucial to be on track a lot of time in practice session. The only practice session we have this weekend. By the way, don't forget to subscribe. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, guys. We are trying to fight for that goal. So thank you so much if you subscribe, guys. Workstation. Oh, we have rain. We have rain for practice and for spring qualifying. Wow. That's interesting, guys. Let's read the message. Well, you can see how many upgrades we have for this weekend. We have improved materials in turbo, in ice, in gearbox, and a new big wing. Well, spring, but for the spring qualifying and race, no rain, only rain for today, and it's not full rain. So today will be very interesting day. So stay tuned on Twitch, guys. You have to be on Twitch today because we will have rain for both sessions. For practice 1 and qualifying, the question is when it will come the rain. It will be at the beginning and then the track will dry out, or we start on dry conditions and the rain will come later on. That's the key. Let's find out in a couple of minutes when here practice 1 in Twitch will start. So we're ready, we're prepared for this weekend that will be exciting as the first spring weekend of the session. Today we have practice 1 and spring qualifying, where you can follow me on track here on Twitch, guys. On Twitch is absolutely crucial you follow me there. Go to Twitch, follow me there, and in that way you won't miss any session. As I said, we are trying to reach that goal, 1,000 subscribers, guys, on YouTube here. That's crucial. To follow my full career mode is absolutely crucial to be subscribed on YouTube, Floss F1G, and also to follow me on Danny Floss 1, which is my Twitch channel. In 18 minutes we start the first practice session of the weekend. So thank you so much for watching, guys, this streaming. See you in a couple of minutes on Twitch. We go. Practice 1 Chinese Grand Prix.